Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a bit of a dip. Bitcoin right around 59,000, Ethereum right around that $2,600 mark, down approximately 2.5%, give or take, and the rest of the crypto space. These altcoins are pretty much going sideways, waiting for the heavyweights, Bitcoin and Ethereum, to make some critical decisions. Are we going to be moving and continuing to the upside, or are we going to be coming down so that we can buy those dips? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to focus on the general market and Bitcoin. I feel like that as Bitcoin goes sideways, we need to come up with a plan. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market. Market cap has been going sideways for the greater majority of this time. We see it right around 2.2 trillion dollars. However, it is down approximately 2% for the day. We do see a bit of trading volume as that is happening, which is not a good sign, because generally speaking, when we see volume, we get general consensus from the market. That means that there's market participation into this move. However, still big picture, it's not bad of a scenario. Bitcoin going sideways, holding up the market is not too bad. We're still at around $2.2 trillion. Ethereum kind of doing a very similar thing, kind of going sideways. Let's scrape through the top 100, and then we will take a look at Bitcoin. I feel like it's very viable. Just to give you a quick update, as far as what Bitcoin is doing, is very, very sideways, boring market. I understand that. And generally speaking, this is where people start to capitulate and start looking the other way. We do see Bitcoin, as you can see, still within structure. Ethereum doing a very similar thing. BNB is having a good day so far, up 3.2%, breaking out of the previous retracement, which is a really good continuation signal for BNB. Looking good, really nice, up 3.2%. We have XRP waking up, doing its thing, finally getting another move. 5.6% is pretty good for XRP, considering that it has been pretty sideways for the last little while. So let's see what's going on here with XRP in general terms. Let's keep an eye on XRP. Altcoin taking a bit of a dip, and we have Tron waking up here, guys. We know what Tron's all about and how it's connected to USDT and its implications on USDT and stablecoin. So this is a good sign when we see Tron's, showing a bit of interest, a bit of volume, transaction rates going up and all of that. So bullish. And of course, I think there's an update with regards to a meme coin application that has been launched on Tron. So interesting stuff for sure. But as we keep on going down, we can see these fractals pretty much look very similar. Sideways. The market is fairly sideways. Litecoin taking a bit of a dip, but nothing major. Maybe a bull flag in the works. Maybe some sideways before it continues. Matic waking up a little bit. This is interesting because we want Ethereum to kind of wake up. We want to see Ethereum show us some strength to lead this bull market, to lead the altcoin season. And Polygon as a layer 2 could be that indication that maybe we're getting some volume, but nothing major so far. It's just a good sign of strength for Polygon individually. Kaspa coming down, unfortunately. Kaspa's still doing okay though. Big picture, we've been looking at the charts almost every night on the live stream, and Kaspa is still showing some strength. At least it's going sideways at the top, right? This is the thing here, guys. The retracement on Kaspa is not that deep. Big picture, it's not testing bear market bottoms, hunting levels of very, very strong liquidity. It is just in a retracement so far. So as it continues showing strength, and as we see the market kind of reset its momentum, and we see Kaspa going sideways, imagine what's going to happen when we start to show bullish strength once again. As we keep on coming down, we see Monero looking okay, and a few others taking dips. Asui maybe getting a bit of a floor price for a short-term bounce. It's up 3%. Not too bad, but it is down significantly in the last 7 days after that rally up. I did make an update video letting you guys know that you should be taking a bit of profit. Don't be exit liquidity. Don't be buying the tops. Don't let those emotions get to you, because I know the market could get very, very emotional, particularly when, you're looking at top levels, bottom levels, and those, extreme zones is where you get a lot of emotional individuals. So make sure you think critically about the levels that we're at and how you're going to respond accordingly. Stacks kind of going sideways, Filecoin going sideways, and that's the way we are here throughout the market, kind of going sideways. Aave showing strength again, going sideways while there's negativity. That is a good sign. When you see projects neutralizing negativity and going sideways during bearish conditions, it's a signal that it could be possible that we get a strong continuation up when we see the bullish, basically the bulls get their turn. Thorchain Rune doing pretty good, still making higher highs and higher lows, and the market is showing us that Algorand is showing a bit of strength. Not bad. Looking for a breakout. Finding the Algorand maybe waking up from its dormant state, not doing much for so long. That should be a good one. Gate is another one that's interesting to me, given that it is an exchange token that, its major utility is basically getting people involved on the exchange itself. And if you get it involved, you get rewarded. And showing a bit of strength means that there are people potentially getting involved here. KuCoin kind of going sideways, another exchange token. I would like to see some consensus across multiple exchange tokens to see that individuals are getting involved and earning some of those benefits by being a token holder. So that's a good sign. Say unfortunately is coming down, and Brett coming down, and many others still kind of going down. Neil waking up a little bit, and the market is pretty mixed, but mostly sideways with a slide tight bias to the downside, unfortunately. But that's the name of the game here, guys. But the good news is I feel like we've been in this state for a way too long. I feel like that we've been kind of, stagnant, not doing much, and kind of retracing for way too long. It's time to see a bullish response. Statistically speaking, as we see the market kind of go sideways and dip and so on, over time, we should start to feel like the bear should be getting back into play. The bulls should be getting back into play. So if we look at the Bitcoin structure, if you have been following Bitcoin, or if you haven't, if you're new to the space, it's quite important to understand that structure is important and price action is king. The reality is we see Bitcoin making lower lows and lower highs here. We see that, but after a major impulse, which means that this is a retractive type of situation. Now, from a pattern, identity, you can see that it does look like a broadening, basically a broadening wedge, a megaphone pattern. And these type of patterns tend to break out bullish. And especially as we are currently contending with the 200 daily EMA and our horizontal support or resistance, depending on which way we're coming from, because we've been scrubbing right through it all this time. This leads me to believe that there's a bit of an issue here. There's an issue of uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty and ambiguity, there's risk. And this is something that we have to understand, that this exists on both price action and also fundamentals. Fundamentally, Bitcoin is strong. We know that. We know that it has a great value proposition. It's a very decentralized project. It's got an ETF. It's a commodity. And there's a lot of institutions getting on it and understanding its value. And these are really good things. But from a price action perspective, we're not getting an edge. In fact, we're pretty much 50-50. We're pretty much in the middle of the structure, trying to figure out where this is going to resolve and when it's going to resolve. We are below the 200 at one point, then we're above, then we're below, then we're above. We're getting above this horizontal, then below, and above and below, scrubbing through horizontal. And the reason why I like this horizontal, guys, is because there's a bit of the beginning of a volume gap below, or an empty space of volume that is not that strong. And as we consolidate in the zone, we're actually building up a bit of volume in here to act as, some emotion and levels of potential support for future price action, which could be the case that this becomes a bull flag, right? Because if we get into lower time frames, things start to look a little bit different within this structure itself. Before we do that, let's take a look at the oscillators. Oscillators are, volatility is getting overbought. Momentum is leaving oversold conditions and consolidating and going sideways. The trend oscillator, is it getting an EMA cross on the daily? Yes, it is. We got an EMA cross, green histogram bar, expansion forming. Not too bad of a scenario. So it could be that we're getting a bit of relief in the upcoming days after a bit of pain. And, slow and steady, guys. Look at this expansion, the red expansion in the background, how deep it is. And then compare it to the last expansion. It's a lot weaker. It's not as strong. That's class A bullish divergence. And And we can see that these are very good signals. Of course, not, the only signal that you should be trading, because price action is very important. But as price action's kind of going sideways and not giving us major signals, what do we do here, guys? What do we do here with the crypto space? Now, we have to kind of like keep in mind that Bitcoin has done very, very well. I'm not saying Bitcoin can't go higher. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is probability is that we get an altcoin season. We give the altcoins an opportunity to catch up. We get a lot of good strength into the altcoin market. We can start to see good gains into the altcoin market. And if we start looking at what Bitcoin has been doing, dominating the market, of course, using Bitcoin dominance as an indicator, we can kind of, conclude that maybe it is better to start diversifying our capital into projects that have strength or opportunity for upside. And that's something that we have to consider. Now, if we look at the 4 hour, because I did say we're going to look at that, you can see that we're definitely contending with that horizontal support or resistance right now, acting as resistance. However, it is a bull flag. Impulsive move sideways or descending price action like this, this could end up being a nice little breakout where we see an impulsive move, retracement, impulsive move, which is super, super healthy. Obviously, testing the top of the range once again, and literally give us an opportunity to make some other decisions, which if you go back on the daily, the decision is, are we actually going to break out here, maybe get into higher price action? However, guys, the bearish case scenario is still here. The sense is, as long as we are below the 200 EMA, or even the horizontal support or resistance in this case, guys, we have to remain in a very cautious bearish stance, because we could definitely continue this rejection and come down for that lower low. And I know my target is a bit bearish, but we got to be real, because it's very possible that we break through the volume gap and we come to about 44,000. That for me is a great opportunity. Obviously, to wait for this opportunity means that we're going to have dry powder to buy those dips and accumulate. Now, would I be buying Bitcoin? Maybe not necessarily, to be honest. Would I be buying Ethereum? Maybe I'll be scaling into Ethereum, given the fact that Ethereum, statistically speaking, based on previous bull runs, we need Ethereum to lead the altcoin market. So it could be that Ethereum shows strength in the next little while. So maybe I do. But what about the altcoins, guys? Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, because I'll explain to you why I feel it's a viable scenario to slowly transition into the altcoin market. Now, I have been slowly transitioning all into here, getting to very, very good bullish projects, doing those deep dives. Obviously, guys, if you're looking for honest opinions about projects, up and coming projects, check out my deep dives playlist. There's a lot, about 60 deep dives of all different kinds of projects, and I give you my honest opinion. And when you're looking for an altcoin, or when you're trying to diversify your portfolio, it's very important to be fundamentally bullish and to understand the risk associated to some of the fundamentals that might be present or not present. And in this case, we are looking at Bitcoin. Okay, maybe we do see Bitcoin scale up a little bit more, hit maybe about 60,000, because that's also a very important target, because that's the actual level that many people are buzzing about. But if you look at the breakout out of this W, which we analyzed here on the channel very, very early, this W breakout, in fact, I started buying the dips all into this level, given that we were getting many confirmations of bottomed out Bitcoin dominance. That Bitcoin dominance, in the sense, was ready to start moving to the upside, and we got a nice move, breaking out all kinds of horizontals out of the W. But if you look at where we've hit, we're so close. We're either at the target or so close to it that I'm not willing to take risk to squeeze out any potential gains out of a potential move of Bitcoin to continue to the upside. Right? It's all about probability. The majority of it is already done. I would like to consider myself lucky that I was able to ride the market to the upside, and I don't want to get greedy. So what that means is that I'm going to be slowly basically looking the other way on Bitcoin. Unfortunately, my bags are packed. I'm not selling at this current moment, but what I'm going to be doing is starting to diversify my cash, my liquidity, my dry powder into the altcoin market. Now, again, if you've been following me on the channel for the last year, I've been DCAing since last year into micro caps and mid caps and low cap projects. Right? For me, that was where I wanted to start the DCAing. I wanted to start doing that research so I can get bullish in times like this, where the market may want to reverse and we see the Bitcoin dominance fall. What does that mean? That means that Bitcoin will no longer be a dominant figure in the crypto space. Not that it's going to fizzle away and crash and burn. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that investors, people, retail market will start looking for altcoins for opportunities, because there's still upside potential given the fact that a lot of these altcoins are testing bear market bottoms at the current moment. They're definitely coming down. So let me show you what I mean. Let's take a look at, for example, the let's take a look at the total 3, so we can see what the total altcoin market looks like at the current moment. This chart right here, it focuses on the altcoin market excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just note that it also includes stable coins, okay, and all other altcoins, whether they be, you know, trashy coins or whatever the case may be. It basically include all of them. And then you can see that Bitcoin altcoins did very well as well. You know, obviously, you know, the dominance shows that Bitcoin was showing dominance, but if you got into the right altcoins, you've done very well for yourself in the last year. Now the retracement. Now we've seen that this dip is pretty big, and we want to see the altcoin market get a bit of strength. In fact, we want the altcoin market to catch up and start moving to higher levels and getting some of the liquidity get into or rotate into the altcoin market. And that's when we will see the Bitcoin dominance fall. And the Bitcoin dominance is such a strong indicator that people basically trade with the Bitcoin dominance as an indicator, as a side indicator, to suggest where they're going to be putting their capital. So again, just to recap, Bitcoin dominance is quite matured, hitting horizontal targets, horizontal levels that could get rejected. We are in the phase of this cycle where altcoins, technically, based on, you know, the summer ending leading into September, we should start to see the market get back in. You know, the selling may go away type of thing. Well, now they're coming back, and as they come back, they're going to be looking for opportunities, fresh new opportunities into where to allocate capital. And I believe, based on what has been, you know, basically unfolding here, we should see a little bit of capital flow into opportunities that are still at the bottom of the range. Bitcoin is no longer at the bottom, although it does have upside potential. It is no longer on the bottom. So Bitcoin dominance, roll over. We'll see altcoins flourish. We'll see altcoins run. We'll see altcoins outperform Bitcoin as an aggregate, as a whole. Bitcoin will still do well. Bitcoin will still keep on going up, but not with the same strength as the general altcoin market. And that's when you see an altcoin season. So not bad of a scenario, guys. We just got to be prepared. I would suggest that you start coming up with a DCA plan, start coming up with your major projects, your major watch list as to where you're going to be deploying capital. I would be DCAing nice and slowly and being very careful as to how hard you DCA as the market continues coming down, looking for that horizontal support. You want a bit of structure before you make critical decisions. You want to be able to put a stop loss underneath at invalidations and be able to accumulate with a bit of comfort, slow and steady, and build your position as you see confirmations unfold for a bullish pivot point reversal. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. See you tonight, 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.